Number 31. How much kinetic energy does a 4-kilogram cat have while running at 9 meters per second? So when we're talking about kinetic energy, we need to understand that our equation is half mass times velocity squared. So we have a mass and we have a velocity, so we can plug in and solve our equation. So we have half times 4 kilograms times 9 meters per second squared. So we find out that our kinetic energy is 162 joules. Number 32. What is the mass of an object moving with a speed of 4 meters per second and a kinetic energy of 2,000 joules? Again, our kinetic energy equation is half mass times velocity squared. In this case, we're trying to find our velocity. So we're trying to find our mass. So we need to get m by itself. In order to do that, we are going to divide by half and by our velocity squared. When we do this, they will cancel out here, and we will divide by them on the other side. And we will get that the equation that our mass equals our kinetic energy divided by half of our velocity squared. We have our kinetic energy and we have our velocity, so we can plug in, and we have 2,000 joules divided by half times our 4 meters per second that will be squared. So we get 2,000 joules divided by 8 meters squared per second squared. And that gives us an answer of 250 kilograms as our mass. Number 33. A 400 kilogram car has a 1.8 times 10 to the 5th joule of kinetic energy. How fast is it moving? So again, our kinetic energy equation is half mv squared. This time we're looking for how fast it's moving, so we're looking for velocity. So in order to get velocity, we're going to divide both sides by half m. And when we do that, we then have v squared equals kinetic energy divided by half m. We then need to square root both sides so that we can have v by itself, and then we will have v equals the square root of kinetic energy divided by half of the mass. We have our kinetic energy, we have our mass, so we can plug in. So we have v equals the square root of our 1.8 times 10 to the 5th joules divided by half of our 400 kilograms. And when we calculate this, we will end up with v equaling the square root of 900. And when we take the square root of 900, we will get 30 meters per second as our answer. And number 34. How fast is a 3-kilogram toy car with a 20 joules of kinetic energy moving? Again, we are going to have to manipulate our formula for kinetic energy, which is half mv squared. We need to get our velocity by itself, so again we're going to divide both sides by half m, and we'll get v squared equals kinetic energy divided by half m, and we will square root both sides, so we will get our velocity equals the square root of kinetic energy divided by half of our mass. Again, we have our kinetic energy and we have our mass, so we can plug in to solve. So our velocity equals the square root of 20 joules divided by half of our 3 kilograms. That gives us a velocity of the square root of 13.33. So our velocity ends up as 3.65 meters per second.